Hello everyone and Happy New Year's. It's actually still 2018 while I'm recording this. It's New Year's Eve right now, but by the time this is posted, it will probably be 2019, so happy 2019. My mom did his hair for him and he's messing it up.
My hair for me? No.
Do you have something you'd like to say?
No? Why? What's this video about anyway? No. Happy New Year.
You got anything else? Alright, thank you for your input. We all appreciated it. I love you.
Nothing.
I'm going to start going over the books starting from 5 all the way down to my favorite book / series of the year. Before I get into that, I would like to say that I read 28 books this year, and that's not a lot, but I don't know why I didn't read a lot. Lots of the books I read were bigger than the year past because in 2017 I read 50 books, and this year I only made it to 28. But I read in 2017 I read smaller books, and this year I read a lot of books that were over 500 pages, over 400. So I was reading a lot bigger books, but I feel like I definitely read more the previous year. My New Year's resolution is to write more. I'm probably going to have my reading goal be 25. I would like to read more than that, but I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to read too much since I want to focus more on my writing in the year of 2019. So with that said, let's get into my top 5 books of the year. So book coming in place number 5, I don't have a physical copy of. It is by Jeanette Walls, and it's Half Broke Horses. I don't know if you can see that, but I was very shocked that this was in my top 5. I read it for school, and normally I don't really care for books I read for school, but I loved this book so much, and it was so surprising that I loved this book so much. But one thing that I really remember, when I was going through all my books I read this year, that when I saw that, the first thing that popped in my head was there was this time in the book where the main character made a comment about the sunset. She looked at the sunrise and said about how even if she wasn't enjoying it coming up, it was still going to come up every day. If it even if she didn't enjoy it and hated every day of her life, the sun was still going to rise every day and set every day, and she needed to try and enjoy it as much as she could. And that just, I don't know, I still remember it, and I read that back in March, and I was so surprised to like that book so much. But I loved that book so much, and I feel like it has a really great message, and yeah, it was just great. So that is why it is number 5 on my list. Coming in place number 4 is 4 Weeks, 5 People by Jennifer Yu. That's about 5 people who have different mental disorders. I did a review on that. I will try and pop it up on the screen, but earlier today I was working on some video stuff and it wasn't letting me pop stuff up on the screen. But at the end of this video I will put a thing of all the book reviews, and so if I say something isn't a book review, you can just go to the end of the video and there'll be a link to all the book reviews I've ever done, and there's only 4, so it won't be too hard to find one if you want to. But this book was really good, and I really liked the character Andrew. I really liked all the characters, but Andrew is definitely my favorite, and I feel like it has a lot to say about mental health and all that. And yeah, it was just really good, and it was really sad. It made me want to cry, but it was so good, and that is why it is in place at number 4. I don't think I mentioned, all I said was there was 5 people with mental illness. They all go to this camp for 4 weeks. They're basically trying to help them through it. It shows their whole journey of how the journey helps them and how they're upset at the journey, just everything about their journey, and it's so beautiful. Coming in 3rd place is the series 3 Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. I've read all 3 books this year, and they're so good. They're about these 3 triplets. One is a poisoner, one has to do with elements, and the other one is a naturalist. And basically from the day they're born, they're supposed to try and kill each other. So then one of them, the one that's left standing that kills the other 2, will become queen. And so it's just their story from age 15, 16 on about how they are supposed to kill each other and how they know only one of them can survive. Coming in 2nd place is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. This book is so amazing. It is about I read this a little bit ago, but it's about this character, Henry, who is basically given the choice by aliens. He can press a button and save the world, or he cannot press it and the world ends, and he is very unhappy with life, so he doesn't know if he wants to save the world or not. So this is probably one of my favorite books ever, and the next one that came in #1 place, like if I wouldn't have read that this year, this probably would have been my #1 if I would have read it almost any other year, because this is like, I would say my most favorite standalone book I've ever read, because typically I don't read standalones, and like I loved this standalone, and normally I don't like standalones like a lot because I don't get as invested in the characters as series or trilogies, but I got so invested in all these characters, and I did a review on this, and I'll try and link it up on the screen so then you guys can watch the review more in depth about all the different characters. Something I really love about this book is that every side character had like their own story, and like lots of times side characters don't really have points, but in this book there's not one character that you don't get their full perspective and story on, and it's really beautiful, and I talk more about that in the full book review, so I'll try to remember to link that on the screen. Book #1, it's a series, and if you guys have watched pretty much any of my channel in the last 6 months, you can probably guess this. That series is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. So I started this back in like, I want to say April. I got the first book. This year I made a video about how I'd never read Harry Potter, and I started and finished the series. Me and Michael watched all the movies together, and yeah, Harry Potter, I feel like if I look back on 2018, is literally the year of a Harry Potter. If I wouldn't have started reading Harry Potter this year, my year would have been completely different. That's what I did for Halloween. Like, I spent so much time invested in Harry Potter, and then basically any gifts anyone got me this year, like, they thought about Harry Potter. Like, he got me a bunch of Harry Potter gifts. My mom, like my parents got me, his family got me Harry Potter stuff. Like everybody's just like, this year was like the year of Harry Potter for me. So this book right here affected my life so much this year. So definitely #1 spot for the best series of the year. Like, this was amazing. And like I said about We Are the Ants, if I would have read it any other year, it definitely would have been my #1 slot. But because it was in the same year that I read Harry Potter got that spot. But We Are the Ants should have gotten #1, but you know, nothing can compare to Harry Potter, because Harry Potter is just like amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing my top 5 book/series of the year. Let me know down below what was your favorite book you read this year, and what was your favorite moment of all year. Now I feel like I should say my favorite moment of all year. I don't know what I have written on here. Now I gotta think about this. My favorite moment all year was probably when we went to Florida Disney and me and Michael skipped towards the castle.
Favorite part of the year is... What's up, that? My favorite part of the year is probably, we went to Florida. Ooh, I don't know.
It was basically just a whole Florida trip.
The whole Florida trip, but probably the best part is probably waking up in the morning, seeing the sunrise, and drinking coffee with my girl and walking the beach. And then second is probably with my dad going to Canada and looking at Niagara Falls.
Wait, you did that this year?
Yeah. No.
No, that wasn't this year.
No, you did. Probably going to Arizona, and probably going to see the Grand Canyon with my family and seeing my other family down in the west. It's probably 2 favorites.
We have another Florida trip planned for 2019, so keep an eye out for that in March. I'll record it, and he's gonna be doing a video on his channel too when we go to Florida this year.
High five! Just give me a high five. Let's let him see you've missed.
I got you. But aren't you gonna do a video on your channel of Florida?
Yeah,
wait, what's your channel called?
No clue.
Isn't it Big Mike?
Big Mike. Yes.
So look up Big Mike.
You're probably gonna see the rapper who passed away, but
wait, I'll link your channel below.
Yeah, Big Mike.
I'll link his channel below.
The reason why I named it Big Mike because people
call him Big Mike.
Call him Big Mike because I'm 6'4" and I'm 180 pounds and
so
good at basketball. That's all.
He only has 2 videos up, but he just got a GoPro, so he's gonna start posting more now.
A lot more because
I'll link that below. It's just talking about Florida. What are you doing to the Mike Board cat? Wait, bring him over here. Don't step on the books. Those are important books right there.
Step on.
Hi, sweetie. Alright.
Ew. That guy has like eye water on me.
Oh god. Alright, see you guys in the next video. I have a lot of of videos planned for like this next week. I'm gonna film pretty much every day, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey. Go.
Ooh, this is too close. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fluffy. Did you see that? I like tripped him. Say happy and my New Year's resolution. I can't like I don't know. I feel so awkward because you're sitting over there. What? I'm getting so frustrated.
What?
Because like lots of the time I'll end up repeating stuff and like I feel awkward because you're over there.